Hey guys, I'm back with another Reddit advice video. Um, you know, not too much going on. I got a lot more free time. I got class in like an hour, but there should be plenty of time to read a few stories, give some advice. So, anyways, this one's from Austin with 5Ns211. Relationship advice. I am 24 male and my girlfriend 20 female. Have been dating. Have been having an argument about protected sex. We've been together for almost a year. We both don't want kids at the moment, but she says at a certain point of her cycle, we don't have to use condoms, but I disagree. She tracks her period with an app, but I don't trust it. And I know that the percentage of chance of pregnancy is never zero. I want to use condoms every time we have sex for this reason, but she disagrees and is very upset that I feel differently with her. It concerns me that she thinks I don't care about her just because I don't want to meet in the middle with this. But I think it's obviously the safest way to do things and the most responsible. We got into a huge argument about it tonight. What should I do? Well, first of all, I think that's Austin, you are in the right on this. You should always wrap it up before you indulge in all that because, while the chances are low, you're 24 and she's 20. You guys are probably still in college. I'm not sure. But you guys are probably in no way, shape, or form ready to have a kid. And if you don't want to have a kid, and she doesn't want to have a kid, then it should be like pretty obvious that you guys should wrap it up. But it sounds like you're staying on a boundary that she doesn't respect. And people should respect people's boundaries, no matter the gender, no matter what. Guys should respect girls' boundaries, and girls should respect guys' boundaries. And it seems like she's just kind of disrespecting it and doesn't want to abide to your boundaries. So it definitely feels like you need to communicate with that. Don't like start yelling at her, calling her names and stuff like that, and just losing your mind at her. But obviously, just let her know about it and be nice, respectful. Speak to her in a nice, calm tone. And if she starts raising her voice, it sounds like you guys already had a huge argument about it. Just be like, it's what I want, and if you don't want to do that, well then maybe we should reconsider this relationship because sex is obviously a huge part in a relationship. And if you guys have disagreeing views on it and it feels like you guys can never agree on it, that could be very detrimental to a relationship because if she is always asking for you to do something that you're not comfortable with, that's not good. That's really not good in a relationship. And obviously, if you ask her to do something that she's obviously not comfortable with, then you shouldn't do it. So if you're asking, or if she's asking you to do something that you're uncomfortable with, then why should you, just let it happen? Because at the end of the day, you need to let her know, and you did. It seems like you guys got into a big argument about it, which stand your ground. If you want to wrap it up every time, that's perfect. That's what you should do. Especially, I don't know how long you guys have been dating. Hopefully, it's not long since 24 and 20. It's quite the age gap at our age. So if you guys have been dating for more than 2 years, that'd be a little concerning. But I think that she's overstepping boundaries and she doesn't respect yours, and I feel like that's definitely a major concern to talk about. So I don't know what the consensus was for your argument because all you said is it's a huge argument about it tonight, and that's what I think you should do. You should always wrap it up, and I don't know how the girl feels, but I think I should feel the same. I would think it'd feel the same as a girl. I don't want to explain why, but I think it would. So I feel like it wouldn't be the end of the world if you wrapped it up every time. Because, imagine having to explain to your parents that you're going to be a new parent and they're going to be grandkids or they're going to be grandparents. They don't want to deal with all that, especially you guys don't want to deal with that. And it's just the most safe way to do it is to wrap it up every time. If she doesn't want that, then she's just disrespecting your boundaries, and you should definitely do something about it. So I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. So let's get to the next advice. Okay, this next one is from iOS if Michael. Okay. Starting life over. TLDR, need help getting over fears and anxiety of going out into the world alone again. So I apologize in advance for the length of this. It's not that long, don't worry. I signed up for Reddit a millennium ago, but still barely use it and don't know much. I guess I need help. Advice, something. To start, I, 37 male, left a 16-year somewhat toxic relationship exactly 1 year ago. Through therapy and a lot of understanding in that process though, I lost every single friend I've had. Most of them were through unintentional manipulation from my ex, not liking them and me following suit. I've learned through therapy and psych that I've been untreated for ADHD and have severe CPTSD, which comes from a longer backstory that he does not explain. And that is a big part of what keeps me complacent for so long. This past year, I got hit with the domino effect of health issues and depression really took over. From learning I have a cyst inside my brainstem causing nerve issues, insanely severe carpal tunnel, sudden gastroparalysis issues, along with other things. I know I'm rambling, I just want to give some context of where I should have been mentally. All this to say, I've hit this point that though I'm still going to doctors constantly, testing, etc., other than that, I sit at home. I have 0 friends now, and as someone who used to thrive on the social aspect, the thought of going somewhere now gives me so much anxiety. How do you put yourself back out there again? How do you build friends when you're an adult and people are so quote-unquote set in life? I've tried online things like Bumble for friends or Meetup, and the people I've met seem to be either what I attract always, very self-centered people who demand from me almost immediately, or people with ulterior motives, usually sexually charged. Does anyone have advice on even just how to get past the fear of stepping into the world again after so long? I'm sorry if this isn't the problem channel for something like this, or if maybe this is just stupid. I just don't know where else to turn at this point. Thank you in advance. Well, iOS, if Michael, I am very sorry to hear about your situation, and you are very brave for asking advice and reaching out to people, even though it's on Reddit. It's still a step forward. So the advice I will give you, this reminds me of COVID a little bit. You're outside of the world so long, like you're cooped up inside, that you're finally forced to re-socialize after it ends, and you're kind of just like, shoot, I don't know how. That's what happened for me, at least. I forgot how to socialize. I had pretty high anxiety from just doing that. And it was a very, very dark place in my life after COVID, learning how to re-socialize and learning how to live life again after being cooped up inside for like the good half of a year. So the best piece of advice that I can give you is you're gonna have to start in small doses. Going for a walk outside. You can start with that. You can go on a 10-minute walk each day outside. Get yourself more exposed. Go out to the city and just walk around for a little bit. You don't have to talk to anyone. You don't have to do anything. Just walk and be more used to being around people, because it seems like you're very afraid to be around people right now. And once you get a little more used to that, keep on increasing the time. Go for 30-minute walks, 20-minute walks, all that stuff. And once you're getting more used to that, you could, kind of go around, just say hi to someone. Just be like, hey, how's it going? While walking past them. And you don't have to have a conversation with them. You just need to say, hi, how's it going to them? Just to get, used to kind of sort of talking to someone, talking to people. You go around and say hi to one person a day. And then you go on another walk, you say hi to 2 people a day. Just kind of building up that tolerance of talking to people and helping with your anxiety. It's obviously going to be hard, but if it was easy, then no one would have anxiety. So yeah, keep doing that. And then at home, try and exercise. You don't need gym equipment. You don't need all this fancy stuff. If you're at home, you can really just do push-ups, do crunches, do squats, do you can go for a run. You could like do bicycle crunches. There's YouTube videos of at-home workouts you can do with no equipment. So start doing that. Build up your confidence, because exercise helps with confidence, and it just helps with other aspects of life. And eventually, once you're more comfortable speaking to people, you're saying hi, maybe you start having a conversation, ask them like, hey, like, what are you up to? Like, how's your day been? You got any fun plans for this weekend? Just, ask people standard service level questions. Just keep on trying to talk to people out in public to help build up your tolerance of talking to people. And then eventually you can get a gym membership. This is a place where, people are very, very friendly. It doesn't have to be a super expensive gym membership. Planet Fitness is like $10 a month or something, just get something like that. And that place is a very social place. People talk to each other all the time, and the people there are some of the nicest people you ever meet, because you first start going to the gym, you're nervous, you feel like everyone's judging you. But that was pretty much everyone's first experience going to the gym. Everyone feels like, as if it's your first time going to the gym, even if like you're really big, people first start out somewhere at the gym. They first start out with the body that they didn't like. So go to the gym, and I assure you that no one will be judging you. So start getting a membership there. That's not expensive. Start trying to get a job too. You can get a membership at a gym, or a job at a gym for a free membership. So you can work there, be a custodian, front desk person, still be able to socialize with people, but and also get the free membership and get paid to do it. So getting a job would also be a very, very good thing to get to help increase your social life and get over your anxiety. So there's a ton of things you can do. And about making friends, if you start talking to people at the gym, you see people go to the gym alone, you go up to them, kind of have a conversation with them that we just learned how to do by talking to people in the street. And you're just like, hey, do you want to get a workout in sometime? We can work out together. And they're probably gonna say yes. And then you find yourself a gym buddy. You go to the gym with him, that's your friend. At work, you socialize with people who you work with, and you start to hang out with them outside of work. And you start to get your socialization at work, because you talk to people at work. So all those things, there's so much stuff that you can do to help boost your life, and it starts by taking action. I really respect that you are commenting on Reddit trying to get advice. This is the best advice I can give you. Hopefully that's Mr. iOS, if Michael is watching this video. But you need to start somewhere, and starting is the hardest part. The first time of doing anything is always gonna be the hardest. So the best advice I can give you is just put yourself out there. You just gotta, even if you're not motivated to do it all, you have to have the discipline, which means doing something even when you don't feel like doing it. So you need the discipline to do it. And you want to change, so this is the advice I can help you change. Change starts with you taking action, so you gotta take action on that. But that's gonna be the end of the video. This one started taking longer than I expected. So this is a good length for the video. It's almost time for me to go to class too. So anyways, that's gonna be the end of the video. I hope you learned something, and if you did, sweet, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff. And thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.